Hey boys and girls, welcome to iNVision Prototypes. I'm Nick, and in today's episode, well, you guessed it, I guess from reading the title, it's all about headlights and the 40 Ford. From what I've read in the comments, you guys are really curious. Oh, I better not do that. I don't want to drop this. You guys are really curious to see how these headlights are going to look mounted in the front of that car. The only problem is, they're way too bright. Yeah. So we're going to use these Scotch dull pads to fix that. If we install these headlights the way they are, these are going to be the only two chrome pieces, the rings around the perimeter, on this car, and it won't look right. The interior has the vent rings. These are chrome as well. And what we're going to do is kind of give all this shiny chrome kind of a brushed finish. Just take the edge off a bit, and it'll look a lot better. Let's start with these pieces, because if we mess up on those headlights, well, we have to get a whole new set of rings. We don't want to go doing that. So let's practice on these smaller pieces, see how they look, and then we'll do the headlights. All we're going to do is just kind of brush this in one direction. You don't want to brush this way. You want to go in terms of flow around the ring. Just kind of keep going around the edge. Oh, yeah, look at that. It came apart. I didn't think that would do that. Good. This saves us some time. I didn't think these came apart. The way they looked like to be fixed, unless they broke off and somebody glued it on. And we didn't know about that, but as far as I knew, they didn't come off. You've got to be really careful with plastic because it breaks. Now, first pass around, I'm just taking the shine off. This is a red Scotch dull pad. It's pretty aggressive. You can buy Scotch bright pads, but these Scotch dull pads, they work really well at removing the shine. Once we have the shine gone, I'm going to go around in a circular motion like this to give it a grain. Because when you look at brushed anything, it has a grain in one direction, not every which way. And I think that's looking really good. Now, we of course can't do this to the headlights the way they are, because that'll mess up the lenses. And we want the lenses to be bright. Okay, and there we are. Now, the one on the bottom is a bit dusty, but if we compare the two, you can see that the edge of that shininess is gone. Looks a lot better. A little more subtle. Good. I guess they do come off. Cool. You learn something new every day. Okay. The little tabs there, just like that. I'll probably break this one. There we go. Very good. So we have the gauges to do. We have these rings here to do. I think there's there's 4 of these smaller ones. And we have the gauges. So once we get this done, I'll go ahead and do the other pieces. And we'll drop these in and see how they look. These pads do lose their edge, their cutting ability after a while. That's one thing I've noticed. You want a fresh pad to get the maximum result. And that's it. Oh, I can see a little bit of crisscross happening there. Don't want that. Perfect. Okay, we'll get this snapped back on. and wipe that off, and we'll get these in the car. But before we go doing that, because I really want to try these, I'm going to mask these off and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got a bit of masking tape on the lens to protect it from our Scotch dull pad. I'll go ahead and we'll start taking this shine off. I'll probably get a lot of haters for that, but it was either that or paint them. And I can't think of a color to paint these rings. Wait until you see the brush finish, then decide if you like it or not. Ooh, there's no going back after this. Well, there is. We can always polish that back out. Let's keep going. This is fun. Gotta make sure you get right into the crevice. This is what I call factory custom. It's a factory headlight with a custom touch. Now that title might not make sense to a lot of people, or to some people, but hey, it works for me. And I mentioned before, we want to maintain a grain. We don't want to go every which way, this way, that way. We want this grain to be continuous around the perimeter. And since we've opened this up now and grained it, you do want to apply a little bit of wax afterwards. The edge of the plastic is catching on the pad. I'm liking this. I got it facing me, so I can't show you guys. See? Until we're done. Oh yeah. It's like having the cake and eating the ice cream too. We have been really busy with the assembly of this car. A lot of things going on. So some parts are off for upholstery. Actually, we're going to do an upholstery video. Just one part though. It's a simple part. It's something I can manage. I'm no upholsterer. But I like to play sometimes, and it's a simple piece. So I shouldn't mess it up too bad. Wow. Like I said, I keep saying that. Like I said so many times, you want to maintain the grain because that's what's going to make or break the effect. So I'm basically running my finger around the outside perimeter as a guide to maintain that grain. So once he's installed, you can't go ahead and fix the grain. Need a fresh spot. We don't want to go too harsh, so we can get some sandpaper and do the same thing. But with sandpaper, you might actually cut right through and into this is just coated plastic. The chrome is very, very thin. So that's why I'm decided to run with these Scotch dull pads. Okay, I'm really happy with that. I'm curious also to see what it's going to look like when we install it. You can see on the tape, when I rotate this around, the aluminum, or the chrome, kind of feels like aluminum to me though. But this chrome finish, aluminum will do the same thing. The blackness around the outside edge and my fingers, it's almost like aluminum. But this is just chrome dipped. Or dipped in chrome, however you want to say it. Okay. It's all about the details. Okay guys, which one do you like better? The one on your left or the one on your right? Put it down in the comments, and then we're going to see what it looks like in the car afterwards. I'm going to do this one because, well, one's done, so might as well keep going, right? Chrome has a time and place. I like chrome, but this is just a little twist on that theme. You can see done half of it. Yeah. So that half versus your right half. I like this side. If any of you choose to restore your lenses on your headlights if they turn yellow, you can always buff them out. A little tip there, but you will have to apply wax to that because, like I said earlier, once you start buffing it, you've opened up the plastic and it'll just oxidize again. So you have to apply a decent wax to it, carnauba wax or something along those lines. I appreciate everybody who's been watching our videos for this particular project. It's been quite a journey, and to stick through right to the end, I really appreciate that. Not a lot of people are able to start and finish a project, and speaking to a bunch of you guys who've been working on their cars and stuck through it all the years, you know, I have to really commend you for that. We all have the same passion for building cars. It's a lot of fun. Just about done. Just cleaning up the grain a little bit, making sure everything flows. And I don't think it'd be appropriate if I just left off like this in the video. We're going to get these installed. If I didn't, I'd hear about it. I'm sure I would. All right, done. Ugh. Let's get them in the car. Okay, somewhere in here we have the plug for the headlight. I guess we could plug it in right now. Get that done just like that. And for the moment of truth, oh my gosh, it fits. I see something. When I brush the grain, I could see a couple scratches going the wrong way. Let me get the Scotch dull pad and fix that. Rest is fine, just a little bit there. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, I'm going to sneak in from the back side, I hope, and get the nuts on, which are on the bench. Okay, I'm going to hold this from the front just so it doesn't fall out when I go to put the nuts on. And get in here, barely. I hope I got the right socket. Yes, I do. Look at that. Good. Oh, need a ratchet for that one. Okay, I got one on. Okay, that's fitting in really well. It should be, because we fitted these headlights so many times. Just checking the gap. That looks good. Okay, so nice and snug, it doesn't rattle. Let's get this tape off because everything's looking really nice. And there we go. That's it. So I am much happier with that satin finish, that brushed look, than with the shiny ring around there. Yeah, this is shiny. We have to leave that alone. And the body's gonna be shiny. We have to cut and polish all that. But this brushed look really suits the front of that car. Catch. Let's get this side in. Gotta hold your tongue just right. Oh, there's a bit of pad residue right there. Okay. That's tricky. I think it's got to go up a little bit. There. Just set into place. Let's get these nuts installed on this side as well. And we're plugged in and ready to go. The fingerprints there. We'll get rid of that, wipe it off, and there we are. Except for a little bit of dust there, I think that came out fantastic. This really completes, well, it does complete the front of this car, except for the grille. I know I'm gonna get that in the comments. No, it's not done yet, the grille's not in. But in terms of headlight, light, satin finish, I'm liking that a lot. So let's go inside the car and I'll show you how that's going. All right, so this is the final vent of the 4. Get that popped in. Let's see if we can do this while looking through the camera. Boom, just snapped in. Those work, that's it. And as you can see, we've taken that chrome finish and just dulled it down, give it a brushed look. And that looks really trick. So we've got that exterior color, the tequila sunset color. It's a metallic pearl, and brought that into the interior of the car through here. Still working on wiring, finishing that off. Center console is just about done. We deleted the cup holders, created this template for a faceplate to incorporate the quarter window buttons, trunk release, and a special button that we'll tell you about later. Leave that as a surprise. So that's it. We're gonna have to final detail everything. Those moldings there are for around the windows. I'm gonna black that out. We have to create a vent for the defroster. That hasn't been done yet. And then we can go ahead and install the dash. But as you can see, we've tried to hot rod the interior. So we'll have that splash of color, and then we'll have the dark armrest. So the next stage is to finalize all those harnesses, get them kind of pinned down, and then install the rear panels once we get them. So that's what's happening on the interior. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button. We are well on our way with this car. It's almost there. Can't wait to get it outside, again, under its own power, and just, you know, see it completed, because it's been quite a journey. Oh yeah, we created a 3D printed button to replace the old logo that used to go there. So we'll get that installed. All right, guys, thanks very much for watching, and see you in the next one. Take care.